twin girls vanished without a trace during an innocent game of hide-and-seek at the edge of their family farm, leaving behind nothing but desperate searches and fading hope. But 2 months later, their mother looks under a hay bale inside their old abandoned barn, and what she sees makes her freeze in horror. Lauren Winters sat at her kitchen table with Rachel Bennett, the grief counselor from County Support Services, clutching a mug of cold coffee. Through the window, she watched a search team with dogs making another sweep of the forest edge, exactly 2 months after her twin daughters disappeared during a game of hide-and-seek. "Can we talk about that day?" Rachel's voice was soft, practiced. "I know you've been over it before." Lauren didn't look away from the window. "We tell them to stay in the east field. Always. Never near the road." Her fingers tightened on the mug. "I was making deliveries in town. The girls were playing. Your mother-in-law was here. Nathan asked her to check on them every half hour." Lauren's voice went flat. "She called me when Emma didn't come in for lunch. Said she was probably hiding in the barn, being stubborn. By the time I got home, her voice cracked. They found Emma's hair ribbon by the property line. Just the ribbon." Rachel made a note. Detective Rivera thought these sessions might help. Lauren finally turned from the window. "First Mark dies in the accident. Now the girls." She swallowed hard. What kind of mother loses everything? Rachel reached across the table, her hand hovering before making contact. "You haven't lost them. Not yet. And you're not alone. Nathan's been running the farm, stepping up." "Yeah." Lauren stared into her cold coffee. "He has." After Rachel left, Lauren remained at the table, staring at nothing. Footsteps echoed in the hallway. "Lauren?" Her mother-in-law appeared in the doorway, worry etched in every line of her face. "Nathan just called. Says he'll be late, deliveries across county lines." "Okay. You need to eat something." "You haven't." "I'm fine." Mrs. Winters hesitated, then retreated. The phone rang. Lauren let it go 3 times before answering. "Mrs. Winters." "Detective Rivera." A pause. "I need to verify something. Was Nathan making deliveries in Millfield the day the twins disappeared?" Lauren frowned. "Yes." "Why?" "The market manager says your farm didn't have a booth that day." "That's..." Lauren's mind spun. "That can't be right. He was loading crates that morning. I saw him leave. Could you ask Nathan about this when he gets home? Probably just a scheduling mix-up, but we need to be thorough." After hanging up, Lauren stood in the study, staring at Nathan's desk. The drawer. The delivery ledger was inside. Maybe she could clear this up herself. She pulled it open. Mark's neat handwriting gave way to Nathan's hurried scrawl about halfway through. Dates crossed out, entries rewritten. Not like Mark at all. Her eyes caught on cash withdrawals. $400, $600, $850. With vague notations. He's stressed. Running everything alone. She closed the ledger, but the unease remained. The phone rang again. This time, it was Edith Keller. "Lauren, honey, I found some photos of the twins. From last summer's picnic. Thought you might." The elderly woman's voice wavered. "Would you like to come over? I just made iced tea." 20 minutes later, Lauren sat in Mrs. Keller's kitchen, turning pages in an old photo album. Each image was a knife to the chest. "Stop." Lauren's hand froze on a photograph. Mrs. Keller, what's the date on this? July 15th. My grandniece's birthday. Why? Lauren pointed to the background, Nathan near their barn, carrying lumber. Nathan said he was at an equipment auction in Springfield that day. All day. Mrs. Keller leaned closer, adjusting her glasses. No, dear. He was here. I remember because he made several trips back and forth with his truck. Looked like he was building something. Building? Lauren's voice came out strangled. What kind of supplies? Lumber. Plastic sheeting. Boxes from the hardware store. Mrs. Keller's eyes narrowed. Mark never would have started a project without telling you. Always said marriage was a partnership. Lauren stared at Nathan in the photograph, half-turned, unaware of the camera. He never mentioned any repairs. Maybe you should ask him about it. Maybe I should. That evening, Lauren spread farm tax documents across the kitchen table, trying to distract herself. But the credit card statements caught her attention. Handover hardware, $847. Midwest Agricultural Supply, ventilation system, $1,200. Acoustic Solutions LLC, $650. Acoustic materials. For what? She heard Nathan's truck in the driveway. Quickly, she gathered the papers and tucked them back into the folder. At dinner, she waited until he'd taken a few bites. Detective Rivera called today. Nathan's fork paused. Just for a second. Yeah. What did he want? Asked about your Millfield delivery. The day the girls disappeared. She watched him carefully. The market manager said we didn't have a booth. Nathan set his fork down, took a long drink of water. Guys thinking of last month. Rivera should focus on real leads instead of wasting time on calendar confusion. He changed the subject smoothly, talking about the weather forecast. Later, as he rinsed his plate, Lauren mentioned, the search teams are coming back tomorrow. Dogs and everything. Nathan's shoulders tensed. Another search? Lauren, it's been 2 months. He didn't turn around. They should be looking elsewhere. Something in his tone made her stomach drop. That night, Lauren lay awake, staring at the ceiling. At 11:45, she heard Nathan's truck start up. She went to the window and watched the headlights move toward the barn. What is he doing? She grabbed her phone, dialed Mrs. Keller. Mrs. Keller. I'm sorry to call so late, but... What's wrong? Nathan just drove to the barn. It's almost midnight. A pause. Do you think he's hiding something? Lauren's throat tightened. I found charges on the farm card. Building supplies, ventilation equipment, soundproofing. Things we don't need. And now this. She pulled on jeans over her pajamas. I'm going to follow him. Be careful. If he's moving evidence, you'll need proof. Just observe. Should I call Rivera? Not yet. See what he's doing first. Lauren crept through the darkness toward the barn, staying in the shadows. Through the partially open door, she watched Nathan strain to move a large hay bale. When he had it aside, he pulled plastic bags from his truck and began spreading something on the ground. She squinted at the label, Worm Guard. Rat poison. Why didn't he tell me? Relief washed over her briefly. Just pest control. Nathan being thoughtful, shielding her from more problems. Then she pulled out her phone and searched Worm Guard. One review jumped out, warning to K9 handlers. Vermguard severely affects tracking abilities. Made my search dog sick for weeks. Her hands started shaking. The dogs are coming tomorrow morning. She watched Nathan scan the yard before climbing back into his truck. The engine started, headlights swept across the property. After he left, Lauren approached the barn, flashlight in hand. The chemical smell was overwhelming. She covered her nose, moving toward the hay bales. They were stacked too deliberately. Too neatly. She pushed against one, it moved easily. As she cleared them away, she found a section of flooring that didn't match. Newer wood, stained to blend in. A hidden hatch. Her hands shook as she pulled it open, revealing a ladder descending into darkness. She pointed her flashlight down. Two pale faces looked up at her. Mom. Lauren's flashlight clattered to the floor. Abby. Emma. Mom. Abby shielded her eyes from the light, her voice hoarse. Are you better now? Lauren's mind couldn't process what she was seeing. Better? Sweetie, what? Uncle Nathan said you were really sick, Emma said, her face serious. We've been so worried. Are you all better now? I haven't been sick. I've been looking for you. The twins exchanged confused glances. But Uncle Nathan told us we had to stay quiet so you could get better, Emma said. He said you needed special medicine and couldn't have any excitement. Lauren felt like she'd been punched in the chest. She fumbled for her phone with numb fingers. Detective Rivera, came the answer after 2 rings. I found them. Lauren's voice broke. My daughters. They're alive. In a room under the barn. Nathan, he built a room and, the words tumbled out incoherently. Stay there. Officers are coming. Don't confront him if he returns. Lauren climbed down the ladder, nearly falling in her haste. The underground room was about 12 feet square, concrete walls lined with soundproofing, a small cot, books stacked neatly, a bucket in the corner hidden by a sheet. She grabbed both girls, sobbing. I thought you were dead. I've been seer. They felt thinner. Fragile. You knew we were here, right? Abby pulled back, confused. Uncle Nathan said it was your idea. He said we couldn't make noise, Emma added, twisting her dirty braid. Or come out. Because it might make you sicker. Lauren forced herself to stay calm. What kind of rules did Uncle Nathan give you? Emma's voice dropped to a whisper. There were special rules for when he visits at night. S.H. Abby elbowed her sister, eyes wide. We're not supposed to talk about that. He said Mom would be mad. Lauren's blood went cold. Listen to me. I was never sick. I've been looking for you every single day. Uncle Nathan lied. But... Emma's lip trembled. Why? That doesn't matter now. The police are coming. You're safe. Emma's small voice broke the silence. Mom. Are you mad at us for following the night rules? Abby elbowed her again. S.H. Lauren's arms tightened around them. What rules? But the twins shrank back, sensing her change in demeanor. We're leaving. Right now. Lauren kept her voice steady, fighting the rage inside. Those rules aren't real. You never have to follow them again. As they climbed out of the underground room, Emma froze, pointing at the barn window. Headlights. Nathan's truck. He comes back sometimes, Emma whispered. When he can't sleep. Lauren's mind raced. She pushed the twins behind the hay bales. Stay here. Don't come out no matter what. If you hear anything scary, stay hidden. The police are almost here. She grabbed a pitchfork from the wall. The barn door creaked open. Thought I closed this, Nathan muttered, his flashlight sweeping the floor. When the beam found the open hatch and displaced hay bales, his entire body went rigid. Girls? He called down, voice gentle at first. Are you hiding from me? Silence. His tone hardened. I told you what happens when you break the rules. He climbed down the ladder. Lauren heard him moving frantically below, searching. When he emerged, his eyes found Lauren near the entrance, pitchfork in hand. Behind her, the twins were partially visible. His expression shifted, shock, then rage. You've ruined everything. His voice was barely a whisper, but filled with venom. I built them a safe place. Protected them. I've been so patient. Stay back. Lauren raised the pitchfork. Nathan lunged. He knocked the weapon from her hands, tackling her to the ground. His face hovered inches from hers, spittle flying. We could have been a family. His eyes were wild. I've been raising them right, teaching them. Do you know how patient I've been with you? Waiting for you to see what we could have. Lauren saw the twins peeking from behind the hay bale, frozen in terror. They're mine now, he growled, no longer recognizable. You ignored them, grieved them when they were right here. You don't deserve them. His lips curled. Mark never appreciated what he had either. Always taking everything for granted. Mark. Oh God. Lauren positioned herself between Nathan and the door. They'll never be yours. He charged with a roar. The barn door burst open. Light flooded in. Police. Hands in the air. Down on the ground now. Detective Rivera led the group, weapon drawn. Nathan froze mid-stride. Slowly, his expression transformed, the rage melting into wounded confusion. There's been a terrible misunderstanding, he said, voice steady and reasonable. I was just trying to protect my nieces. Down. On. The ground. As officers cuffed him, Lauren dropped the shovel and ran outside where another officer was wrapping blankets around her daughters. Is Uncle Nathan in trouble? Emma asked, her voice small. Lauren knelt, pulling them close. Yes, sweetheart. What he did was very wrong. But you're safe now. As Nathan was led to the police car, his eyes met Lauren's across the yard. For a brief moment, the mask dropped, raw hatred blazing through. Then the door closed. At the hospital, Detective Rivera stood with Lauren in the hallway. He'd been planning this for months, Rivera said quietly. Started building that room right after Mark died. The Verm Guard, he knew it would throw off the search dogs. Lauren leaned against the wall, exhausted. You found them when we couldn't, Rivera said. You saved them. The examination room door opened. Dr. Patel emerged. How are they? Lauren's voice cracked. Dehydrated. Malnourished. They've lost about 15% of their body weight. Dr. Patel chose her words carefully. Physically, they'll recover. The psychological impact. She paused. I'm recommending Dr. Levine, our pediatric trauma specialist. Whatever they need. We'd like to keep them overnight for observation. If all goes well, day after tomorrow you can take them home. Lauren spent the night between their beds, jolting awake at every sound. Mrs. Keller arrived at dawn, tears streaming. "You trusted yourself," the elderly woman whispered, embracing Lauren. "You found them." Throughout the day, visitors came and went. Rivera returned with updates. "We found journals in Nathan's room. His obsession with you goes back years. Even before Mark died." The implication hung unspoken. Dr. Levine conducted a gentle assessment with the twins, then spoke privately with Lauren. "Children are resilient," she said. "With proper support, they can heal. This will take time, but you've already taken the hardest step." As evening fell and the twins finally slept, Mrs. Keller stood in the doorway. "You should rest. I can't leave them." Lauren smoothed Abby's hair. "Not yet. I'll watch them. Just for an hour." Lauren shook her head, but gratitude flooded through her. "Thank you for everything. For pushing me to trust my instinct." In the soft evening light, Lauren allowed herself to feel something she thought was lost forever. Hope. The road ahead would be long, investigations, trials, years of therapy. But her daughters were breathing. Living. They would go home tomorrow and begin to heal.